flanked by Cody Riley, left, and Jalen Hill, third from left. UCLA basketball player LiAngelo Ball reads his statement as head coach Steve Alford listens during a news conference at UCLA on Wednesday. J.C. Hong, Associated Press. Good morning. Want to get California Today by email? Here's the sign-up. Today's introduction comes from Mark Tracy, who covers college sports for The Times. The UCLA sunglasses stealing saga concluded Wednesday, not with a bang, but with a whimper. Last week, 3 Bruin freshman basketball players, including LiAngelo Ball, the middle son of a famous and aptly named basketball-playing family, were arrested in Hangzhou, China, apparently for stealing designer sunglasses from a Louis Vuitton store. This happened 2 days before they were to play in an annual showcase game in Shanghai put on by the Pacific 12 Conference. The players' passports were revoked, UCLA's athletic director, Dan Guerrero, said Wednesday, and UCLA dictated that they stay in the team hotel while their teammates left for Shanghai, beat Georgia Tech and departed the continent. President Trump, who was in China on diplomatic business, raised the issue with Chinese President Xi Jinping, asking, according to John F. Kelly, the White House chief of staff, "Do you know anything about these knuckleheads that got caught allegedly stealing Mr. Trump's intervention appeared to work?" The players admitted they had broken the law, according to Mr. Guerrero, and were told that the charges had been dropped. Paparazzi gave them a Los Angeles welcome when they arrived at LAX Tuesday night. On Wednesday morning, at a time when many in the sports world have been outspoken in opposition to him, Mr. Trump asked on Twitter whether credit would be given where it seemed to be due. "Do you think the 3 UCLA basketball players will say thank you, President Trump? They were headed for 10 years in jail." Donald J. Trump at Real Donald Trump, November 15, 2017. As it turned out, yes. At a news conference Wednesday, the players in separate statements thanked the president and expressed contrition. They took no questions. Coach Steve Alford announced that they were suspended from the team indefinitely, and Mr. Guerrero disclosed that they had in fact shoplifted from 3 stores during 90 minutes of what Mr. Guerrero called free time, if you will. Writing a few days ago in the Daily Bruin, columnist Hansen Wang predicted the leniency with which China's criminal justice system treated the players, noting that the drunken driver who had killed his own grandfather in China 6 years ago had received a prison sentence of 4 months. Mr. Wang demanded that UCLA suspend the players for at least the entire season, in order to send the message that no player, or players, can be let off the hook for violating foreign laws and making a fool out of the school, the Pac-12 and the U.S. California Online. Please note, we regularly highlight articles on news sites that have limited access for non-subscribers. Investigators outside the Rancho Tehama Elementary School in California. Elijah Nouvellegi Agents France Press, Getty Images. The authorities said on Wednesday that they had discovered the body of the wife of the gunman who went on a shooting rampage in Northern California. The body was found hidden under the floor of the couple's house, increasing the shooting's death toll to 5. The New York Times aides to Janet Napolitano, the University of California president, interfered with a state audit of her office by suppressing criticism of the office's services and operations. Investigators said there wasn't enough evidence available for them to conclude that Ms. Napolitano was aware of what her aides had done. The Los Angeles Times Sacramento has mistakenly issued more than 3,900 parking meter tickets this year. Officials have acknowledged problems with their parking app and the city's auditor has launched an investigation. The Sacramento Bee, California's bullet train has hit another snag. The state's rail authority now says it will not complete the project's environmental reviews by 2018 as planned. Officials are now targeting 2020, long past the original deadline. The Los Angeles Times. A memorial was created outside the Ghost Ship warehouse in Oakland, California, where 36 people were killed in a fire last December. Jim Wilson, New York Times. A lawsuit against Oakland will proceed after a Superior Court judge ruled that city officials must act when they discover an unsafe building like the Ghost Ship warehouse. That means the city can be sued for what it didn't do before a fire killed 36 people at the warehouse last year. The San Francisco Chronicle: Frank Sinatra's Calneva Lodge Casino once played host to the A-list President John F. Kennedy, Marilyn Monroe and Joe DiMaggio, to name a few. Now Oracle co-founder Larry Ellison is eyeing it up for $35.8 million. The Mercury News: following a disappointing earnings report, the parent company of Snapchat has announced a sweeping shift in strategy. The app will get a facelift and will soon include a personalized feed. The New York Times: the Napa River Inn is one of the properties in Napa Valley offering special deals to entice tourists back after October's devastating wildfires. Napa River Inn: the wildfires that ravaged wine country last month struck a blow to Napa Valley's tourism business. But officials say they're back on their feet, and now hotels are offering attractive deals to entice people to return. The New York Times: a Newport Beach developer who in 2013 bequeathed a collection of California art worth tens of millions of dollars to the University of California, Irvine. A new museum will be built on campus house it, turning the research university into a destination for art lovers. The Orange County Register: 60 years ago, a group of University of Southern California students pulled off one of the most high-profile pranks in the history of the school's rivalry with UCLA. With Saturday's annual football game on the horizon, the identities of the top-secret pranksters have finally been revealed. The Los Angeles Times: and finally, the San Diego Zoo. San Diego Zoo: ever since World War II, when officers would train on its steep hills and entertain themselves before going off to sea, active duty members of the military have been allowed to go to the San Diego Zoo for free. And in a city that continues to serve as a national naval hub, the perk remains popular as ever. More than 100,000 active duty members of the military visited the world-renowned zoo in 2016 alone. But seeing the elephants is more expensive these days. An adult ticket costs $52, and as the zoo's chief development officer said, no one can predict the future, or guarantee that the zoo's revenue will always be steady. So, last weekend, officials were happy to announce what the development officer, Mark Stewart, called a transformational gift from an Army veteran and his wife. The donation, the exact size of which officials did not disclose, will guarantee that active-duty armed forces personnel can go to the San Diego Zoo and its safari park for free, forever. California Today goes live at 6 a.m. Pacific Time weekdays. Tell us what you want to see Saturday at nighttimes.com. California Today is edited by Julie Bloom, who grew up in Los Angeles and graduated from UC Berkeley.